We are live. Welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, Blake Ruffino. This is Are You Serious Sports? We hope that you guys are making it a good one. We know that we are as well. Massive show in store for you tonight. Jay Johnson. Not that one. You absolute dog. Not only can Jay Johnson coach you to a national title, but hold on. Tigers, Tigers. But in case you missed it, breaking news, Luke Hallman, the former Alabama ace, has committed to LSU. Now, just wait just a second, okay? Because there are some rumblings that Jay might have doubled up. So we will wait to see if that's the case. But the streets, anyway, the streets are saying that he might have doubled up. So if that's true, well, what you gonna do? Big night in store for you. We'll talk about Luke Hallman. You know what's so crazy, Zachy? It is July 27th, and we are still talking about college baseball. How nuts is that? How nuts is it that we are talking about that? And that's not the only recruiting we got to talk about tonight. We got the Bayou Splash tomorrow. I'm hearing recruits are already on campus. We talked to Big Hall's Joe Cryer, the offensive lineman that was offered last night. So we getting some news, baby, out here in these streets. So we'll talk about that. We'll go around your SEC as well. Colorado, also some breaking news that they are headed back to the Big 12. So we'll discuss that a little bit as well. Saints training camp. A lot of Saints fans already freaking out. They haven't even gotten in pads. Calm down, dude. Calm down. They're throwing on air. Relax. Trevor Penning, for precautionary reasons, didn't play today. Didn't go out there today. Okay. So what? Relax for just a minute. And obviously Joey B went down. Man. I can't do it. I can't do it. I cannot do it. If Joey B goes down, I can't do it. So my mind just can't take it. My mind cannot take it. All right, so we do have a lot that we have to get into here tonight. Jamie Brady says AYS is rolling. That is true. We did make the pick on Luke Hallman yesterday. We put in our official pick for Luke Hallman to LSU on the message board. If you have not subscribed, man, you need to get yourself over there. Yesterday around lunch, I'll tell you the story. Yesterday at around 12 o'clock, we put on the message board. I put in my pick for Luke Hallman to LSU. Things had been circulating the couple days beforehand, and I had heard yesterday at lunch that he had committed. So now you have an ace, but if you're not on the message board, AYSSnetwork.com, you need to get there like now. You need to get there like now because we put a lot of stuff on there. The Bayou Splash is this week, so you need to go and subscribe. But we did put that in yesterday. So, yeah, we're rolling. We are rolling. Brandon Reese says, JJ having a field day in the transfer portal. Well, like I said, the streets are saying, I mean, we'll see. It would be massive if he pulled off what I think he pulled off. Penn Jones. Who Penn Jones? He said Joe only has a strained calf muscle. I know, but I just can't. My man can't go down, bro. He can't go down. Delton says, my body is ready. Well, everybody needs to be ready for the Bayou Splash, and everybody needs to be ready for Jay. Don Juan says, recruiting is on fire for all of LSU sports right now. Go Tigers. And I don't know if y'all saw this, but Anissa Morrow, which you already knew she was coming, but Anissa Morrow made her way officially to Baton Rouge. And I'm going to tell you, the Gilbert kid, the JUCO tight end, guys, I don't think people realize how big that's going to be. I don't think people realize how big that is. Clint Phillips says, from the Parish, what's up, Clint? Says, look out for two sleepers way off the radar. Landon Ibieta from the slot and punt returns, and he runs a 4.3, and a cornerback in LaTerrence Welsh, all the way from the Parish. It's the Parish weather report. Yes, indeed. Clint also says, from the Parish, Jen Salad is soft. He does walk funny. Hal Jubin, what's up, buddy? Says, another one coming tonight, you think? I don't know how. So let me stop saying the streets are talking. I don't know that. I still got a lot of things I need to run down on, what a lot of people are saying. I do. Let me say this. I don't think, even with the Montgomery thing, listen to me closely, very closely. This is confirmed. Not on just on the LSU side, like on the player side too. Braden Montgomery is not the only other kid in the portal that they're going after. Just saying. So maybe it could be Montgomery. But I need to get some things confirmed. But just understand and realize how I swung. Which y'all would be turned around. Wouldn't they be turned around, Zach? That might look like a right-handed swing. No, they're not. They'd be a right-hand swing. Left-handed swing. But we'll try to get that one confirmed and put it on the message board. Trey says on Facebook, Luke Holman, let's go, baby. Yeah, it's big. We got to talk about that right out of the break, and we will. All right, let's get to it. Let's talk about our good friends over at GM Varno & Sons, gmvarnoandsons.com, and our good friends over at betonline.ag. But do us a favor before that, hit the like and share if you're on Facebook. Come on, baby. Just one little button. Boop, 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 boop. I guess two. Boop, boop. Like and share. Share those groups and those social media pages. If you're listening to us on YouTube, like, subscribe, notification bell. All of you on Fubo. June's month's numbers, baby. What's up there on Fubo? I love everybody that's watching us from Fubo TV. Wherever you listen to podcasts, rate, review, and subscribe. Let's talk about our good friends, though, over at betonline.ag and GM Varno & Sons. Let's talk about Luke Holman. Maybe in the break I can get some things confirmed, but I will try. So don't go anywhere. We got some baseball and Bayou Splash that we have to talk about because there are recruits that are already making their way to campus. Don't go anywhere. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way for you to wager on all of your favorite sports, contests, events, with the first-to-market odds and lines. Find reviews for all the news for each league, including Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, college sports, esports, and even golf. BetOnline continues to be the top online resource for all of your sports information for live in-game betting, props, and futures. Head on over to BetOnline today and use your mobile device to join and make your first sports bet. Use our promo code BELIEVE50, that's BELIEVE50, BLEAV 50, to receive your 50% off welcome bonus on your first deposit. That's betonline.ag, betonline.ag. With over 65 years of experience, nobody is better equipped to service in your vehicle than GM Varno & Sons. RV repair, big rig overhauls, motorhome chassis, routine maintenance, tire rotations, tire sales. No job is too big or too small over at GM. If you break down the side of the road in the greater Baton Rouge area, they will come and get you. And the best thing about that is that they can come and get you, and then they can bring your vehicle back to their shop and start the repairs right then. Again, GM Varno & Sons, go see them over at 2500 Fuller Boulevard. Give them a call at 225-664-9992. 225-664-9992. Tell them your good friend Blake Ruffino sent you on by. Back. So listen, I would not be shocked if Jay has tried to pull somebody else out of the portal. Nevertheless, they are in a battle for Braden Montgomery with Mississippi State. We've talked about this ad nauseum. Let's see what happens. Neither one would shock me. Neither one would shock me. I think that there's a kid on the East, somewhat, I guess you can call the East Coast, that also is on the board. There are some things that we got to get confirmed on that one, but Jay is not done. Jay is not done in the portal. Don't be surprised if you see one, if not potentially two more guys from the transfer portal. And look, we can talk about this, and it's probably worth it, but Jay is showing what he truly believes. And it's kind of ironic, him recruiting, the way that he's recruiting, he's getting really elite players from his freshman class. Really, really good players. Then he's just turning around and filling needs with elite or potentially elite players. Last year, you got Paul Skeens. Last year, you got Tommy Tanks. This year, you go into it. You also get guys out of the portal that you need on the mound. You get Cam Johnson as a freshman, but you turn right around now and get probably your Friday night guy in Luke Hallman. Luke Hallman was the dude. Now, I do think it's a little ironic that Brad Bohannon was fired for betting against LSU, and the player that he scratched and gotten all that trouble for was Luke Hallman. But the kid, regardless of all of that, he's been a dude and will continue to be a dude. He has not shown yet to be like a Paul Skeens. Don't ever think that we might ever see that again. The last guy that was like a Paul Skeens, obviously, was Ben McDonald. It just took 30 years for that to happen again, right? But last year, Luke Hallman went 7-4 with 16 appearances. He threw 81 innings, allowed 54 hits. He struck out, and a very impressive with 81 innings, 87 guys. It's over a strikeout per inning. But the biggest thing was he was not letting guys get hits off of him. He only allowed a 186 batting average on the year. I think something that's also pretty impressive. In 81 innings pitch, he only allowed 33 earned runs, guys. 33 earned runs. So less than half, well more than half, maybe around a third, right? Or close to a little bit more than a third. He's not giving up any runs. The kid's really good. Now you got Thatcher Hurd. You got Luke Hallman, who can be that Sunday guy. You got guys like Newt, Appleby, Johnson, others that are in this class. Some have speculated, what do you do with Woods, who also transferred to LSU from Alabama? There are so many riches that Jay Johnson has to play with. When you recruit like this, okay, I've said this a lot, but it goes to recruiting as a whole, no matter the sport. No matter the sport. Okay? With great recruiting, quote-unquote, rankings comes eventual extremely high expectations. Jay's already won one of them. He's building a class again that can not only get him to Omaha, but potentially go back-to-back. And it's scary, man. The dude does not sleep. He does not sleep. He does not rest. Somebody asked if he's the Landon Marceau type. I think he's better than Marceau. I think he's better than Marceau. And I know that Ed O in the chat said Hurd on Friday. Potentially, but this dude is going to be something, man. He's going to be something. consistently, he was better than Hurd all year. Hurd had some flashes at the end. And look, Hurd, you talk to any scout that comes to games, go to a game. Like I remember talking to 3 of them at the Southeastern game when they played LSU. And all of them talking about, Thatcher Hurd having first-round stuff and first-round potential. So Edo's not wrong there. That's how many people and what people think about him. So he could easily do that. Easily do it. Nick with a great comment. What about Aiden Moffitt? If that kid has found some accuracy, he's gonna be a potential and maybe a Friday, Saturday night dude, because he's already up to 98, 99, 100 and throws it pretty consistently. Can he find the strike zone is going to be the biggest question for him. It's an embarrassment of riches, a very big embarrassment of riches. I will be interested to see, and we got such a long way. Guys, we got all of fall. We have all of summer or the rest of summer to kind of see how things are going. But I'm really intrigued, even though it's July. Like, man, we're already into almost August, and we're kicking off football. Guys, we'll be at practice next Thursday, right? Like, we're going to be there. We're going to be at practice next Thursday, and we're going to still be talking baseball stuff, which is amazing. But I'm intrigued during the fall to see what this lineup's going to look like. I'm really intrigued to see what this lineup's going to look like. I think it's going to be damn good, man. Damn good. You got some younger dudes, but it's going to be damn good. Swamp Donkey says, yo, Blake, how come Moffitt didn't reach the field this past year? Well, he had one appearance, but he just wasn't that accurate. He wasn't that consistent. I mean, he was all around the zone. Robert Law says, Hurd, Coleman, Ackenhausen starting rotation. No, you're not. I don't mean this in the wrong way. Luke Holman is going to be your Friday or Saturday night dude. Pick whichever one you want. I don't want to sit here in near August and argue with you or anybody on that. I think it's kind of dumb. Holman's going to be in that rotation. Guys, he had a just over 3 ERA and was really good for Alabama last year. He wasn't going to outduel Paul Skeens, but he is a more than solid guy. Think about this. Even if you believe Thatcher Hurd's your Friday night dude, imagine another SEC ace having to start on Saturday, because that's exactly what's going to happen. And Ty Floyd was a first-round pick. I do believe consistency-wise, he's better than, and has shown with a just over 3 RA, he is better than Ty Floyd and can be better than Ty Floyd in the SEC. Maybe not as a prospect. So we'll see. Ag might get it on Sundays, but yeah, I don't think people realize this freshman class, man. I really, really, really don't think people realize what they just got in this freshman class. It's something special. All right, we do need to talk about, I'll get to a couple of these comments since there are a lot of baseball ones in here. Logan says, any news coming out of Bayou Splash this weekend? We'll get to that next. Paul's Hub says, Hurd on Friday, Holman on Saturday. Lohr or Johnson can fight for game 3 with other taking the midweek. I kind of agree with that, man. I mean, I don't know what you do with Nasty Nate Ackenhausen. Let's see what the fall produces. But I kind of agree with that. And what freshman is Jamie going to is Lohr going to, push for that job? And he's a dude. You might look, I'm going to say something. Zach, shake your head yes or no if I could be wrong. Can we just take Paul Skeens out of this equation for just a minute? Just a minute. Because you still got Appleby and Newt. Taking Paul Skeens out as a front to end pitching rotation and pitching staff, you might be better than last year. right? Like, I mean, again, I'm telling you to take out Paul Skeens, a generational talent. And that's dumb for me to do. But top to bottom, I think as a whole staff, you may be better and more consistent. Personally. Maybe I'm wrong. If you're in the chat, put yes if you agree that you could be better as a whole staff, or in for no. I think you can, man. Ed saying, well, what if this dude performs? Guys, I don't mean this I really don't mean this in a wrong way, because Thatcher Hurd throughout the season, or at the end of the season, was really good. Did y'all forget about what happened halfway before he got Paul Skeens' glove? Well, Hallman's got to go out there and prove it. Guys, he already proved it in the SEC. What are you talking about? Prove what? What do you? I don't get what people are meaning by that in the chat. He's got to prove what? Not a goddamn thing. Excuse the language. But come on, dude. That's a pretty bad. Yeah, that's a bad take. Bart Smolky says yes if Skeens is taken out. Yeah, if Skeens is taken out. Yeah, and that's what I know that's what you were saying, Edo, but others in the Facebook chat. But yeah, if you take Skeens out, I mean, top to bottom, I think it's better. I think it's 1,000% better. And again, look, he had a 3.67 ERA. He was 7-4, 16 appearances, 15 starts, 81 innings, 100 innings total on his career. Guys, he gave up 54 hits in 81 innings. I mean, that's not that bad. 33 earned runs. He doesn't walk a lot of dudes. 87 strikeouts. He only gave up, let me see. He gave up 20 extra base hits in 81 innings pitched. 20 extra base hits. That's not a lot, dude. And people were hitting 186 off of him. By the way, he got remember there were sometimes that he wasn't on his perfect rotation. Remember, obviously, Brad Bohannon, with a very chaotic team, scratched him Friday night against LSU. The kid can play, man. The kid can pitch. So, yeah. James says, what about Christian Little? I really hope that the young man can get it together, because he's got really good stuff, right? Like, he's got really good stuff, but it's just not, he can't find the strike zone. What did Lynn Rollins say, Zach? He couldn't find the strike zone with a search warrant. Anyway, all right, one more, and then I will transition to a little bit of football, because Brian Kelly is not playing around with his recruiting either. Brandon Reese says, #Ask Blake, do you think Jay Johnson has the chance to match, if not surpass, Skip Bertman in championships? That's like the Nick Saban, Bear Bryant, I feel like, kind of comparison. Do I think that he can? Like, ultimately, could Jay win, if not the same, if not more national titles? Yes. 1,000%. Can he? Yes, he can. Will he? Is like, guys, you're talking about replacing the GOAT, right? Like, Skip Bertman's considered the greatest of all time. Okay. Can he surpass him? I don't know. And then I already know what the argument's going to be, right? The argument's going to be, well, he got a lot of players out of the portal, and that was all built by Skip. I love Jay, dude. Jay's a dude, man. Like, he doesn't treat, like, I've told you this before. Jay does not treat anybody any different. Like, when me and Matt Trent had the interview with him, when you talk to him just one-on-one or be around him, he is the same dude when he's at the mic as he is talking to anybody. Like, he is the most personable head coach I've ever met. Ever. Anyway, that's just my opinion. All right, last one. Brady Neal says Swamp Donkey. Brady Neal still start at catcher next year? Shit. I don't know. I'm just going to ask y'all. I mean, what do you do with Travinsky? Number one, what do you do with Travinsky? Because you need his bat in the lineup. Do you DH him? Do you put him at first? But then what do you do with Bear Jones? Who Bear Jones? By the way, are y'all seeing Bear Jones right now? He struck out 1 in 90 plate appearances. Zach, did you see that? He had struck out 1 time in the last 90 plate appearances this summer. Bro. That kid's too talented to not adjust. And look, for what it's worth, I thought he adjusted in his at bat with remember he got a bloop single. Y'all remember that in the College World Series? He saw like 9 pitches. My dude was not like chasing, so like you saw what he could be. And he got a little bloop single. I don't give a shit where it goes. If he's going to give you that kind of a bats with that kind of power, he's going to be something serious. Ethan Fry too, man. Ethan Fry, I've been told, has had a really good summer as well. So it's going to be really good to see him. I mean, guys, he hit a ball. We saw him take BP. He hit a ball like a light out at in Hammond. Dude's insane. All right. Let's transition really quickly because we're about 30 minutes into here about the Bayou Splash. Look, man, let me first start off by saying this. You kind of already know this, or you kind of already or did know this, or now you have kind of started to see it. Brian Kelly was not joking about locking the state down. And I know we posted the video. We talked about it on the show the other night. Some people pushed back on it. Okay, sounds good. 8 of the top 10 is still extremely good. Yeah, you got to go close on the other 2. But last night, even though you got, I think more than that, obviously, you got the guy like Michael Turner from John Curtis. You got other dudes. Kelly, BK last night offered 2 more Louisiana players. Now, Big Hoss, or is his nickname, Joe Big Hoss Cryer, we spoke to. We put the interview with him on the message board. I'm not going to roll through it. They identified him. They told him the reasoning of why the offer came when it did and that they want him. He's on campus right now. So a kid that's committed to Ole Miss, I think that is more of a little bit of a development piece, a kid that really wants to be here. Can you flip him? I do think it's kind of funny and crazy, though, that you offer a kid and the next day he's in Baton Rouge. Because the next day he's in Baton Rouge. Those are the things that you like to see. Those are the things that you like to see. I think the kid can play here. I don't agree with his star rating. He's a 3-star. He's went to Manny. Now he's at in Natchitoches Central. I do not agree with his rating. I don't think he's a 3-star. I think he is a low to mid 4-star dude. He can play here. And one thing is for certain, whether you like it, love it, or hate it, Lane has not been bad at recruiting pretty decent offensive linemen. Look, Ole Miss had a couple of guys drafted over the last 2 years that he recruited, got out of the portal. Like, he has not been bad in that. Lane kind of knows a little thing or two about recruiting some pretty decent offensive linemen. Now, a lot of people will say at the end of this, if you're able to flip him that, oh, well, Blake, he wasn't that great. He wasn't that great. Yeah, the kid can really play here. The kid can really play. And I have a lot of faith in him. I know that there's a little bit of maybe bias towards him because I just really like him. But you turn on this kid's film, okay? He legitimately is a pull happy guard that is a road raider. He's got a lot that he's got to work in on pass pro. I cannot defend that. But as a front line, interior right guard, the kid can really seriously play. And he gets a lot of push. Nasty. Like, I think fundamentally, here's what I'll say. As a former dude that played the position, I love watching the position. I think Big Hoss is one of the more technical run blockers that I've seen. He is a tactician while being a road raider on the offensive side of the ball, running the ball down your throat. And really, he just looks like a BK offensive lineman, right? The kid just looks like a Brian Kelly-fed O-line dude. Like, I'm sitting here kind of watching his film because it kind of helps me remember. The dude can play, man. The dude can seriously play. Goes back to the point that Brian Kelly has identified guys that he likes and guys that he's going after. Gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. Like, I saw Shea posted something today in reference to like hit rate with players in at Shea Dixon from he's not 247 anymore. Shit. Where's Shea at? On 3. I saw a thing today, like the hit percentage on recruits that get recruited and signed with LSU is vastly different when they're not. Vastly different. Something to be said about that. LSU also offered 4-star defensive lineman from the north part, the 318, and Gabriel Relaford around the same time that they offered Big Hoss. So the Evangel Star kid's a really good edge guy, really good defensive lineman, 6'2", 255. And I should have listed what Big Hoss is because I asked him that in the interview. He's like 6'4", 300, man. 6'4", 295. That's where he hovers around. And when you go out and try and get another offer out to a guy like Gabriel Relaford, I really like that they have identified these kids. They're going after in-state kids. It's only going to boost your depth and your roster. However, we talked about Caden Durham on the forum. We talked about Colin Simmons. Guys, Texas is holding their own event. He's not there. Okay? Sometimes you got to look at actions more than words. So you have a Colin Simmons, you have a Caden Durham that are both on campus. We just said Big Hoss is going to be there. We'll have the full list of guys that have arrived and probably more than likely inside the forum tomorrow. But they're expected, a lot of the commits that are going to be there. Jelani Watkins is a guy that we're going to have to see, the receiver out of Texas, the speedster. Is he going to make his way over? So here's what's crazy, right? LSU is ranked number 12 in whatever poll or service that you want to look at the rankings. But, bro, I'm just going to tell you, if they got one of those two guys to commit, and even though we talked about Dominic McKinley and Wardell Mack, who are also going to be there, you get 3 of the 4, you're in the top 5. You're in the top 5. Hell, you might be even hovering around 3 if you get 2 or 3 of them within the next couple of days or weeks. Now, Caden Durham has already announced that he will be announcing on the 25th of August. That's the running back that Frank Wilson's going after. There is nobody else. So he's got to hit there. He 1,000% has to hit there. I think that he will. Class is moving in a really good direction. Really good direction. And guys, starting next Thursday, and we have planned, and we'll go around the ACC. We'll pick some guys and some teams that we'll talk about, and the guest team. We'll do that next couple of weeks. We'll even go through that tonight. I'm going to give you my thoughts on what I do believe like Tennessee can do, because I have not talked about Tennessee, and I really want to talk about them. I just really believe that the momentum that you're gaining right now is going to start carrying over. Like, they're going to be current LSU players. They're going to be at the Splash, and they're going to be recruiting their ass off. And I know that a lot of position coaches are getting some of the guys to do that. Joe Sloan, Brad Davis, et cetera, et cetera. But you got the recruiting guys that are really setting a lot of this up, like Bobby and Sherman Wilson. Like, Sherman Wilson pretty much has run this entire thing to some extent. Not really, but I mean, he's getting kids. He's talking to kids. He's getting them in there. So, really good time. Really good time. We'll see how it transpires. All right, let's get to a couple comments before we get to the break. Brandon Reese says, get him from A&M. Will be funny watching Aggie fans cry about it. Well, look, LSU's got a little bit of a battle on their hands with the two guys that they offered last night, okay? Anytime, and it doesn't really matter, okay, who it is. Now, I would assume Joe Big Hoss Crier, kid was pretty pumped up when I talked to him last night about getting an offer. Like, you could tell that this meant different. Talking to some people around Evangel just after the reaction, and then I'm hearing Relaford was really pumped up about the offer. Like, it was his dream school. So it would be funny to be able to flip them. The thing, though, is you still got to flip them, right? And that's never – history has taught us that's never easy. I think that you can, though. I think that you can. And if you get those two to flip and come to you, get some of the higher guys that are in this state, land on some guys from out of state, you are going to put together one of the better classes that you've seen, in-state and out of state. It makes you and I've said this before, but you're a commit away from getting in the top 8. That's how close these rankings are right now. You're a commit away. And the truth is, some kids are already pretty much silently committed, and it's just not public, and nobody's going to run out here and tell you who it is because they get ridiculed and bashed for, oh, you ruined the kid's commitment. Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Anyway. Chili says, ask Blake, what are your thoughts on Relaford? I think he's a really interesting prospect. I'll say it like that. I think he's a very interesting prospect. I do wonder about his, like, the kid's a football player. Like, no question. The kid can play. All right. He's got multiple SEC offers like Ole Miss, A&M, obviously, that he's committed to. I think Vandy offered him. The kid can really play. I do wonder about his size and playing the edge. Can he? I really think the kid can pass rush pretty well. I do wonder if, like, do you get him 6'2"? Is he going to be 6'2", 6'3", 275? Like, what? Like, where does he sit? Where does he sit? So I wonder. I want to know what he can play, quite honestly. Steve Young says, I think we're getting Colin Simmons and Durham plus one or both of McKinley and Mac. BK isn't playing around. Yeah, they got a lot of momentum. They got a lot of momentum. So, yeah. All right. Let's move on. We still got to get to the Saints camp. That's one thing that we got to touch on. Still got the Big 12 making moves, man. Colorado getting back to the Big 12. We need to talk about that next. I do see this from Marvin Mackey, though. Blake, I watched Big Crier play up close. How do you feel about him? He was a little he got a little nasty in him. Kid is a road raider, man. Like, he's he's the rated the 1,000th recruit in the country. He's not 1,000. He's not 1,000. Not even remotely close. Not even remotely close. And I've said that before about him. And he's been waiting for this offer. The kid can play, man. The kid can really play. So I think he's a guy that comes into, if he were to come into LSU with the way that Jake Flint is getting these guys right, I think he could come to LSU 1, 2, 3 years of working out, getting stronger. Might even before then, man. The kid can just, I mean, I'm telling you, he runs dudes over, man. Now, he's going to be playing in a bigger division. What does he look like against 4 and 5A guys? But you can tell, man. Like, I'm seeing him pull, run, and track down like safeties from other teams. The dude can move. And if you can, film don't lie on that. All right, let's talk about our good friends over at my good friend, Carol Foss over at State Farm, our good friend over the Drake Williams Law Firm, drakewilliamslawfirm.com. Don't go anywhere. I do got some more stuff I want to talk to you about, and then we'll talk about the Big 12 and Colorado going. Don't go anywhere. We're back next. Guys, you might know my good friend Carol Foss and all the great service that he provides over at State Farm. He is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates as well? Along with a great neighbor service, State Farm agent Carol Foss has surprisingly great rates for everyone inside the state of Louisiana. So call him today at 985-395-4300, 985-395-4300 for all of those surprisingly great rates on auto, home, and life insurance needs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there, and individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to the State Farm underwriting requirements. By the Drake Williams Law Firm, drakewilliamslawfirm.com. Whether you've been injured in an accident, you're preparing for a future with your estate planning, you're getting ready to close in on a real estate deal, or you're about to welcome a new addition through adoption into your family, or you're facing criminal charges, you need very experienced attorneys, and that is what the Drake Williams Law Firm will be able to do for you in navigating the legal system. The door to their cozy office in historic downtown Ponchatoula has been open since 1981. They have helped thousands and thousands of Louisiana families and individuals win cases, close on real estate deals, and regain that peace of mind. Their lawyers over at the Drake Williams Law Firm, Ernie Drake III, Ryan J. Williams, and Summer Vicnair, are very determined, compassionate, and dedicated to their craft. It's the Drake Williams Law Firm, drakewilliamslawfirm.com. Give them a call today at 985-386-7600. Tell them your good friend Blake Ruffino at AYS sent you on by. Zach, very quickly, have you seen some of these players that are posting things on Twitter, like the before and after pictures? Have you seen that, like, on Twitter? Because I don't know if you in the chat have, but players are taking like before and after photos. Bro, did y'all see Wes Weeks? Did y'all see Noah Kane? Did y'all see Trey Bradford? Did y'all see Emory Jones? Man, Jay Flint getting some dudes right. I'm so pumped up for Thursday, dude. I'm so pumped up for Thursday. I cannot tell you how fired up I am to go to practice one, even though I know we're probably going to be in the indoor. They're probably going to make us walk up to the damn rafter. We're probably going to have to sit there and watch them in helmets, but it's going to be good to see some of the guys. How did they look during the summer? What did the offensive line look like? Who was their starting five that they rolled out there with? It's going to be good to see it. And then we fully get into camp. And I will tell you, man, I kind of went on a pretty big rant about this last night. I think you're going to be really good. I haven't made my formal prediction yet. I'm really battling on this team being 10-2 or 11-1 because you do have some questions. I do have some questions that I want to see firsthand. I want to see what you like. I don't think people understand. I know that Mason Smith and I know that Mekhi Wingo can play. What does the depth look like behind them? What do you have on the edge? Can you contain an edge? So there are just a lot of question marks that I want to see firsthand and in person. Even though I do have an assumption, a thought process, an opinion that you're going to be fine. What do you look like at corner? Because I know what you're going to give me offensively. I know the strides that you're going to make. I know that Aaron Anderson's going to be a dude. I know that Jaden has worked a lot at forcing the ball down the field. These things I know. Defensively, we got some question marks that I think that you're going to answer, and you're going to answer them really quickly in this camp. I think 2, 3, 4 practices, you'll have a pretty good idea of where you sit. Said that last year. I thought that this team, like my prediction was this team would go 9-3 in the regular season. They went 9-3 in the regular season and won the West. So there you go. There you go. I do think it'll be interesting. Keith says, Blake, did y'all see Lance Hurt? I did. Chili says, your reports were confirmed. Hashtag, or Chili Vic says, hashtag tell Blake, your reports were confirmed about Aaron Anderson by Greg Brooks this morning. Well, I don't know what Greg Brooks said. But I mean, look, we talked about this on Tuesday. We did the full write-up. Aaron Anderson has been killing dudes. I will continue to say it. I do not think people understand. And now you have players running out there that are confirming this. I do not think that people understand what Aaron Anderson has been doing. I don't think people get it. Right? Like, Aaron has been lighting dudes up, bro. Like Christmas in July, plug the tree in. The dude's been so electric that Elon Musk would be smiling. Like, the dude is outrunning some of these corners. Now, that could be an issue, but I just think that Aaron is that dude. Aaron's taking, guys, they did a little, I was told this last week. I think I put this in the article, but they threw him in like a simulated 7-on-7, and defense calls their plays. Jaden calls their plays. He has a script of like how they used to call things in practice from he got it from Joe Sloan. He's out there. They're out there. Him and Garrett are running plays, and they run an RPO, and he throws a little bubble screen to Aaron Anderson, and my dog's taking it to the house for 60. Guys, we're talking about a bubble screen in 7-on-7, right? Like, this isn't like he's got to, be tackled, because he's not going to be. But my dude's taking a bubble screen 60. I'm telling you, man, there is nobody on this team. Talk to any player that's on that field. All of them are telling you that Aaron Anderson has been a dog all summer. Now, the question becomes, for me, number one, can he stay healthy? Okay. And we hear about these things all the time about guys in summer. They look great during the summer. Like Kyron Lacey was the guy last year. They do some big things in the summer, and then when they put the pads on, like people were saying Kayshawn looked about the same. No, he did not. Kayshawn ran a 4.6 40, y'all, in one of his 40 times. Like, my dude was struggling, but everybody and their mama are getting out lawn chairs and going to watch what Aaron Anderson can do with the ball in his hands. And here's the thing, just so everybody knows this, guys, if you get touched out there, they are very stringent on like barely even being touched. Guys, he wasn't touched. Like, legitimately did not get touched. If let me just tell you this. If 2/3 of what I'm hearing about Aaron Anderson remotely comes to be true, just 2/3 of it, you're talking about a first team all SEC wide receiver. At minimum. At minimum. So when I saw Tommy Tuberville on what's my boy show, Zach? Crane and Company. I was listening to Blaine talk with Tommy Tuberville today, and Blaine, is asking questions. He's talking about the portal, and I'm thinking, man, think about if Aaron Anderson wouldn't be here. Like if you couldn't go get Aaron Anderson. I'm going to tell you, if they're going to regulate NIL as heavy as they want to regulate NIL, keep the goddamn portal. Like, guys, here's the truth. Here's the truth. I know you don't want to hear, some of you do not want to hear this. LSU has greatly prospered from the portal. You literally just got a commit from Luke Hallman 45 minutes ago. If you're an LSU fan, you call your congressman, you call your congressman or woman and say, tell Tommy to stop with the portal. Because you are not losing people. You are gaining significantly from it. Call your congressman or congresswoman and say, don't make sure the portal doesn't change. Y'all think I won't do it because I sure as hell will do it. I sure as hell will do it. You are prospering. Guys, LSU as a fan base, LSU as an athletic department, you're benefiting way too much for the portal to shut down. You are having more success than anyone in the country. It's not even close to how much LSU is benefiting from the portal. No, like, it's not. Call your congressman, call your congresswoman, and tell them, make sure the portal stays the exact same. Do some regulations, okay? Do some regulations. When you can and cannot transfer. Okay, maybe you have to have 3 semesters under your belt. That seems fair. Maybe it's even 4. Maybe. Or do a credit hour. You cannot afford to lose the portal if you're LSU. We'll see. We'll see. All right, I see some comments in here. Dwayne D says, I love to hear that Anderson's will be electric. I just don't want him burning up like any of Elon's projects. How about Anderson could just light it up and keep Elon away from him? You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Andy says, Blake, will Anderson return punts or kicks? Well, I fully think that he will. I fully think that he will. I see a lot of people talking in the chat about, oh, look at this buck. Oh, I thought that was a buck. With the hands up, I thought Joey Burrow, from where I sit, I need glasses. I thought that was the dude had like a camera, one of them night cameras. I'm like, no, let me shoot that thing. Speaking of Joey B, we've gone 55 minutes before we get to Colorado and Arizona. Listen, I'm so glad that Joey B, it's only a calf strain. I am so glad. Guys, he's my favorite. He probably is. He is my favorite LSU Tiger in any sport of all time ever. Just he is, man. And you just hate because he's taken so much punishment, and they've really invested along that offensive line. They went and got a left tackle. You got Lyle Collins. They've done some things in the interior. He's about to get paid, right? Like Joe's about to get paid. Like he might be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. Might be the highest paid player ever. Thank God it's just a calf strain. Thank God it's just a calf strain. That's a go, Blake, not a buck. Yeah, that's true. That is. I mean, he's going to be okay. Joe's going to be okay. That's the only thing that you can worry about. It's the only thing that you can worry about. Like, he's okay. That's the only thing that matters. And we'll be okay. So, yeah. All right. In case you missed it today, man, I'm just going to tell you. Listen, I keep getting sent this. I'm just going to tell you, there is some smoke. There's some smoke about this Brady Montgomery thing, dude. There's some smoke behind this Brady Montgomery thing. I don't know that. I hadn't gotten that confirmed. Man. If he pulls off Holman and Montgomery, shit. That's a bad mamma jamma. All right, so Colorado formally announced today that they are going to be heading back to the Big 12. Guys, the Pac-12 is just not going to make it. They're just not going to make it. I saw a thing today that I think Brent McMurphy tweeted that something to the extent of like the Pac-12 and ACC might want a merger. I just don't think how that realistically works. But Colorado's heading. I said on the Ruffino and Joe show, I do believe 100% that Arizona is a part of that. And can the Big 12 pull off a team like Oregon? You know, what if they got Oregon and Colorado? That's, even though Colorado has sucked football-wise, they showed that they have the ability and want to be better by hiring Dion. They're trying. Like, they showed that they want to try. They showed that they want to be good. If you could pull off an Oregon, man, we'll see. Hal Jubin says, I can't wait for MSU fans to melt. That would be something. I mean, look, somebody just tweeted me this. Man, I don't want to say anything else because I need to confirm that, dude. You know what I mean? Like, I need to confirm that. But there's a lot of smoke around it. It would be fun. We'll talk tomorrow or Saturday on the Ruffino and Joe show more about this. I think it's a big deal for Colorado. I think it's a big deal if Arizona can more than likely get in there. It just kind of confirms, man, like the Big 12 is not going anywhere. The ACC, I know Florida, it came out today. Did y'all see this, that Florida State wants out of the ACC? I get all that. I just can't see that. I just cannot see that. Their contract is until 2036. I think it was somewhere like they would owe the ACC somewhere north of $75 million or something absolutely ridiculous like that. There is no way that they're paying that. If that's true, I don't know what is or isn't true about these TV contracts in reference to what they have to pay out or all that. But Florida State can want out all they want. But just because you want out does not mean you're getting out. So, you know, Brandon Reese says, I think Utah goes with Colorado. Very much could. Very, very much could. I wouldn't be shocked behind any of that. I had heard Arizona, though, that had been a key player. We talked about that last night before it got published. So, damn, Zach. Look at this at it. Why can't you ever do stuff like this for me? Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Y'all look at this. Y'all look at this. I wish they had a down button so I could go ahead here and down button it. God dog. Now that's an edit for your ass. That is an edit for your ass. All right. We're out of here. We'll see y'all Saturday morning. Or we might no, I can't come back tomorrow because guess what? Multi-time guest Matt Trent's getting married tomorrow. So we're gonna be at the wedding. Me and my wife Megan gonna go start drinking, dancing. Anyway, all right. We'll see y'all Saturday. Get ready for the Bayou Splash, man. If you're an LSU fan, you like recruiting, go to the forum. AYSSnetwork.com/forum. You're going to want to be subbed. Shit's about to get real. We'll see y'all Saturday morning. Peace.